It is time for another exciting episode of
How's the market?
where I'll get you up to date with what's happening in our housing market here in Brevard County on the Space Coast. 2025, it's starting off with some new highs and some new lows, numbers that we haven't seen in some time, showing us this is going to be quite the interesting year. If you weren't aware, our active inventory here in Brevard County has been climbing over the last couple of years. January of 2025, our inventory hit 5,180 properties for sale, and this is a 30% increase over just last January. Really, this is the highest our inventory's been since February 2011. Sales starting the new year, January and February are traditionally the two slowest months that we see for the entire year. January sales was 742 properties that have closed, slightly behind last January sales at 761 closings. And these numbers, this is the slowest month that we've seen since February 2012. Now, I know that the year is just starting out, and with these 2 months being traditionally the slowest months of the year, January, February, it only makes sense with the higher inventory as it continues to climb. And if our sales stay low around the 742 mark, our inventory here is growing. We are just under a 7-month supply of properties available. And what all that means is if we do not get any other properties come on the market at all, it'll take us 7 months at the 742 closings per month to sell through our entire inventory, which is why we're at this 7-month supply. And it's been since February 2011 since we've had this high of an inventory here in Brevard County with that 7-month supply of homes for sale. The time it takes a property to sell is also on the rise. Fortunately, we're doing way better than we did February in 2011, 2012. January days on market, we averaged 75 days for properties to sell. This is up 34% over January 2024. This is just an average. Not all properties are going to take 2.5 months to sell. There were over 100 sales that took 150 days or longer. There were also 261 sales that took 30 days or less, and we had 112 sales that happened in the first 7 days or less. So if you're considering selling your homes, just be aware of the price that you set when you initially put it on the market so we can get you in that 35% that sold in 30 days or less. And it's no surprise we're seeing a lot of price changes too here in our market. In January, we had over 1,900 properties do a price change for their listing price. And even though this is a very large number, it's not the highest that we've seen, but it's within line for what we've had for the last 12 months. If you're curious about the condo market, here's what's happening in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral area with the condominiums. Inventory there is higher than I have ever seen it. We have breached the 300 condos available mark, ending January with 312 condos available for sale. Condo sales have definitely slowed down, but January was a little brighter than what we've seen the final 3 months of 2024. We had 30 closings in January. Tough thing with condominiums for the last couple of years is how much the association fees are going up, and you've got to wonder, when is this going to stop? Part of the reason is what's happening with the insurance for condominiums. The premiums keep going up, which means the association fees are going to be going up as well. The other factor is by the end of December 2025, condominiums have to have their reserves 100% funded, and associations are raising their association fees to help put money into these reserve funds. And some condominiums are also doing special assessments, like a one-time special assessment here this year in order to put money into the reserve so they can meet that deadline that the state has put on for condominiums to have the reserve funds 100%. Another stigma that's having an impact on condo sales in Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, really across all of Florida is the milestone integrity studies that are being completed on these condominiums. They're doing the inspections to see how safe and secure these buildings are, and more than likely there's going to be some type of concrete work that's going to be done, which then means some type of special assessments for either the current owners or the new owners to contend with. This concrete work, it is not cheap, and it is an inconvenience if you're living in one of these buildings that's getting the work done. Projects take months to complete, sometimes even years, and it's not cheap. A small project. I was looking at a condo in Cocoa Beach last week where they have a small $1 million special assessment that's coming up. There's 100 units in the building. That's $10,000 per unit owner that they have to come up with in order for this concrete work to be done. And really, this $10,000 assessment is a lot of money, but it's a low assessment compared to other projects that I've seen. Another factor, if you are buying a condominium and you're not paying cash, what's happening with the condominium is going to have an impact on whether or not you're going to be able to get financing. So as you may or may not know, so besides you qualifying for your loan, so does the condominium complex. Underwriters are going to be looking and asking for the integrity studies to see if they have them done and how safe and secure the buildings are. They're also going to be looking at the condo minutes for the last 6 to 12 months to see if there's any talk of upcoming work to make sure there's no safety features or hazards in these complexes as they're doing the underwriting to get you the loan on the property. Even though the condo market does have a lot of cash buyers, it's always been happening, this is definitely going to put a limit on somebody looking to finance their condo purchase. The single-family home market in Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, it's been kind of interesting too. Shocker, inventory here is also on the rise, but surprisingly, we haven't gotten back to the pre-pandemic inventory levels for single-family homes. 2017, 18, 19, it wasn't uncommon to see 60 or 70 homes available at any given time. We ended January with 56 homes available in the Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral area. And the 56 homes that are available, that's the highest our inventory's been since March 2020. Single-family home sales for Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral was kind of slow. We had 4 sales happen for the month of January, but that's not the slowest month we ever had. If you go back to October 2022, we only had 3 closings happen, but those slower sales were due to hurricanes hitting the state of Florida, and whenever hurricanes threaten or hit somewhere in Florida, it always has an impact on our sales. Looking back at our sales over the last couple of years, you can see that 9 to 10 closings is kind of normal. If we get double-digit closings, whether it's 15 or 20, that is an exceptional month for the Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral area, and having single-digit closings in a month is normal. And if you weren't aware, the biggest factor that affects single-family home sales in the Cocoa Beach area is the Airbnb investor. If you weren't aware, you're allowed to rent a home daily if you wanted to, and that is very attractive for these type of investors, and that's where most of the home sales are happening, and driver behind prices going up for our single-family homes in the Cocoa Beach market. A section of the home sales here in the Brevard County that I haven't really focused too much on, that I'm paying more attention to, is Viera and Suntree and what's happening in this part of North Melbourne. There's a ton of new construction happening in Viera West. Active inventory in this area is up slightly over what we were seeing in the summer with 276 homes for sale. We ended January with 73 homes selling. This puts us at a 3.78 month supply. And if you look at the county, we have almost 7 months supply. Looking specific, the Suntree Viera area, we have under a 4-month supply. It just shows you the kind of demand and how people really want to live in this area. Both the average sales price and the median sales price in Viera and Suntree are up over last January. Average days on market, the time it takes to sell a home here is just over 47 days, which is well below the 75 days average market for all of Brevard County. As you can see, the trends that we're seeing in our real estate market ending 2024 are carrying into the new year. And one thing that's going to have an impact on our real estate market is what's going to happen with our interest rates. If we can stay or maintain in the low to mid 6s, I think that's going to have a positive impact on things. Really, I'm just happy to see rates stay under 7%. If we do creep over 7% for an interest rate, that'll have a negative impact on things. If you have any questions about the information I went over today, or you have plans of an upcoming move and you have questions, I am here to help. This link here will take you to my calendar. We can schedule a call there, and of course my contact information is below. My name is Eric Larkin with Real Broker. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you on the next show.